Hi, Donya Sperry here, spokesperson for Aubrianna Rose. So we are approaching the new year, 2021. And it's almost as if everyone on earth is holding their breath, especially in the United States, for multiple, numerous reasons. Why is it that everyone is holding their breath? Primarily because we are expecting, hoping for a smoother year in all aspects of the word. You know, of course, everyone's been dealing with the pandemic, as well as major political upheavals going on in the United States. So because we're at a new year, approaching our new year, I wanted to touch on goals that people make for themselves. The most popular goals that people set are to lose weight, to quit smoking, to exercise more, spend more time with their family, make more money. The list does go on and on, but those are primarily the most important goals that people set. Now, why is it that that's the same goal every single year that everyone sets? They still try to quit smoking. They still try and lose weight for the majority of people. Some are able to keep that goal first and foremost as their priority, and they're able to achieve. However, the larger majority are not able to achieve what their intentions were originally. Now, why do you suppose that might be? My observation from it is, and I'll share with you, I always raised my sons with this understanding when they were younger, and I still, to this day, will share this with people within my circle. It's important to make a goal for ourselves that's achievable. Now, I don't mean so simple, so easy that we can get to that goal. We want to have it attainable, but we also want to work a little harder to reach that level. For instance, for losing weight or getting healthier. Some people might say, well, this is what I want to do, and that's what I'm going to do. Well, then they're not able to, because they're setting such a restriction on themselves, and their body's not used to it. They're not used to it, and it's kind of like a person that quits cigarette smoking cold turkey. They just go into shock, the system just overloaded with toxins. So as far as exercise, start out, at a reasonable rate. Let's say I'm going to start working out an hour and a half every single day from here on out. Well, they poop out after the first week, if they even get that far. So make it a reasonable goal. I'm going to set aside 10 minutes or 15 minutes of exercise every day, whether it's in nature or indoors. And then once we start achieving that goal effortlessly, add a few more minutes to it. 5 minutes. See how that works for you. As far as improving our diet, why is it so challenging, first off, to be healthier? Well, when we look at the ingredients at the supermarkets, sugar is in nearly everything. But most people by now are starting to become more consciously aware of sugar being a filler. And everyone likes sweet. We just do. It's by nature, we love something sweet. However, it's creating a lot more diabetic people in the world, and therefore the doctors, Western medicine, puts them on medication for this. So when we start becoming more consciously aware of getting healthier, let's say we just eliminate one thing from our list, just one. I know my weakness has always been chips, like tortilla chips, not necessarily potato chips, but tortilla chips. With the flavoring on them, the spices. Oh my God, that was just like my huge weakness. I just absolutely loved tortilla chips. So I don't buy them anymore. Occasionally, if I really have a weakness for them, and then I'll probably eat like an enormous amount and think, why the heck did I do that? I feel horrible now. So I don't buy chips anymore. You really essentially are going to need to give it some thought as to what you want to eliminate from your diet. Really, truly, honestly, sugar is so toxic for us. If sugar gives us cavities, so you think of your teeth, they're like bones, little bones in our mouth, enamel, hard porcelain. For sugar to actually eat through that, rot out our teeth, it would be reasonable to think, what is it doing to the inside of my body? It's rotting us on the inside as well. It sounds disgusting, but it's true. So when we're wanting to lose weight or get healthier, just consider eliminating one thing from your diet from a month or two until it feels, you start feeling better. You feel like, wow, I feel fantastic. Then start eliminating one other item from your list of foods that you consume. A month or so later, add another one. You'll start getting healthier and healthier. That is why New Year's resolutions are really challenging for people. They set a goal so ridiculously high that it's not achievable. They end up, backsliding and going back to the habits. So really give it some thought as to what is achievable for you, but not so achievable that it's so simple and is so easy. It's like, oh my gosh, this is like, you want to fight for it a little bit, okay? I also wanted to touch on, and I'll touch more on it in our next video, but I want to touch on the new age communication. Everyone's talking about, for the last 10 years roughly, about the power of now, being present. Well, what most people don't realize is this is not a present day form of speaking. The power of now and staying present and getting out of our mind that's constantly in a rat race, that type of language is thousands and thousands of years old. That type of lifestyle, that type of understanding how the mind can get in the way and the mind becomes in control of us rather than us in control of ourselves. So why is that? Why is it that people are starting to talk more and more about yoga and meditation and eating healthier? Well, I believe it's because as we start consciously waking up, we start hearing things we never heard before, such as stay in the present moment. So I know I read roughly 15 years ago, I read an amazing book that was written 100 years ago. And she spoke the language that we speak today. Stay in the present moment. Get out of your head. Don't let that negative mind chatter dissuade you from what your goals are. She talked about a book she read that was roughly 200 years old. So her book was from 100 years ago. So we're talking 300 years ago now. And that book is talking about meditation and yoga and not allowing the mind to take control. Now, does that mean it's only 300 years old? Nope. It's thousands and thousands of years old, this way of being. Now, a lot of people would like to say as a human race, we're advancing. We're not advancing. We're actually at the low end of the totem pole, so to speak. Our civilizations from thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago were an advanced civilization, spiritually advanced, therefore knowing how to treat one another with compassion and integrity and spirituality that treated everyone as an equal. Those are from our ancient civilizations. So when you hear people say, oh, well, we're advancing as human beings, no, we're not. We're waking up a little at a time. Therefore, as we wake up, we start hearing this language that we think is new. It's new to us, but it's not new to the human race. So I like to think of it as we are evolving from the, sorry to say, Neanderthal times. We're evolving to a better race of people, where women will start to really truly be honored for what we do. Our bodies create a child. Our bodies feed a child. Good mothers, hopefully the majority of us on earth are good mothers, we will raise our children with lots of love, not spoiling them, but love and direction in life. Now, I'm not trying to put down fathers. I'm just saying that women have been placed under the thumb of rule for thousands of years. So it's not just Black people, people of color that are treated wrong. Women have been treated wrong as well. So with our gifts as sages and seers and healers, and the list goes on as far as our beautiful gifts to offer people, we were considered as witches. And even the word witch takes on a negative vibration. And actually, it's not meant to be negative. It was a definitive word used to separate us as midwives, healers, understanding herbs and plants and the healing factors behind them, to help our villages, to help our people. So we are starting to rise up and remember who we are. And we're living in a world where it's starting to happen now. The honoring of the feminine. We're going to touch a little bit more on that topic in our next video. However, essentially what I wanted to recommend is how to set your New Year's Eve resolution for 2021, how to set the tone for reaching your goals of eating healthier, of losing weight, whatever your goal is. Stop smoking cigarettes. Now, when I worked at a retreat center, I always told people with cigarettes, when people are like freaking out, needing to get that cigarette fix, I would tell them to meditate for 5 to 10 minutes before lighting up that cigarette, breathing deeply into their stomach and having a positive mental conversation with themselves. Therefore, that addictive behavior within a person that smokes cigarettes is in control. Even though, yes, they're going to light that cigarette up, they're in control. Another thing that I would recommend, and this is of course for people that want to slowly titrate off of cigarettes, I would ask, how many cigarettes a day do you smoke? Most people smoked a pack to 2 to 3. So for instance, I believe there's 12 cigarettes in a pack. I don't recall. I would say, okay, well, I would take 1 cigarette out of the pack. Here's your cigarettes for today. So they're smoking 11 cigarettes, and each time they go through the withdrawal, they take 5 to 10 minutes of breathing and talking kindly to themselves. Again, so that they are in control, not the cigarette in control of them. And then roughly 4 days later, I would have them smoke 10. So within roughly 1 week, they're cutting back 2 cigarettes a week. You can do the math. You're getting off of them slowly, and you're wanting to drink a lot of water, and take minerals for your nervous system, because as you're slowly titrating off of it, drinking lots of water, your lymphatic system is able to clear the toxins out easier because we're taking in more water. The minerals calms your nervous system as you go through those slight withdrawal, jittery feelings, okay? So I really do hope that this did help you somewhat. It's a little long and lengthy. I usually like to do shorter ones. However, I just felt like it was appropriate, and I will try and have another video out for you very soon. I love you all so very much, my soul family. Let's stay really positive. Every time we correct the negative thoughts, I should say, in our mind, we catch ourselves and we halt it, and then we correct it with kindness. We're raising our vibration. And as we raise our vibration, what are we doing for the world, for our community, for our neighborhood? We're lifting the vibration up in our neighborhood and in our community. So think of it that way. Even if you just think of it that way, it's powerful. And another thing too is people will notice this within you. For instance, I know when I started roughly 15 years ago catching myself, I would stop and take a deep breath. I would just kind of do this. Then I'd open my eyes and continue talking with whoever it was. That was to ground my energy, to recognize, oh wow, I caught myself, but oh wow. So I stop and I breathe, and I'm basically centering myself, anchoring myself, grounding myself. People observe this. They are observing this. Therefore, they might say, hey, what'd you just do? Or they do know what we're doing, and they're like, yeah, I need to do some of that. Okay, so we're done for our vlog today. Again, I love you, my beautiful soul family. Mwah. Bye.